Of course, the Blue Jays won Game 5 of the World Series on Wednesday, 6-1 against the LA Dodgers, and they did it thanks in large part to pitcher Trey Yesavage.
Runner at first, one out.
Yesavage set a record for strikeouts by a rookie with 12, and the 22-year-old has a local connection. He pitched a few games in May for the Vancouver Canadians, the High A affiliate for the Blue Jays. And he's not the only graduate of the Canadians. There's Davis Schneider, Addison Barger, and Mason Fluharty. For more on Yesavage and the other Vancouver Canadian alumni, we're joined by Tyler Zickel, Manager of Broadcasting and Media Relations with the Canadians. Tyler, I hear you were in Los Angeles covering the games. How was it?
Oh, it was terrific, Janella, and thank you so much for having me. It is always a treat to talk Canadians and Blue Jays baseball, but that treat is made ever sweeter by the fact that the Blue Jays are one win away from the first World Championship for Toronto and for Canada in baseball since 1993. And I'll tell you what, I was there for the 18-inning marathon on Monday night. I celebrated my 35th birthday with that thrilling win on Tuesday, and then a big-time performance from a guy who pitched at the Nat on Ontario Street in Vancouver on May 31st of this year. The young phenom, 22-year-old stud, Trey Yesavage, a fabulous 3 days. And even with that first loss, the Blue Jays punched back. The Dodgers really couldn't figure out any of the pitching. Shane Bieber on Tuesday, and of course, Yesavage just setting records like it's his job last night in Chavez Ravine. And certainly a big-time momentum swing from a big-time player who has now finally emerged, really not just on a game stage for baseball, but an international sporting stage last night.
Yeah, now you mentioned a little bit about Yesavage history here in Vancouver, and I believe the Canadians are well represented on the Major League team. What can you say about, that history, that link or connection with the Vancouver Canadians and this Major League team?
Yeah, we are great supporters of the Toronto Blue Jays, not just because we are representing both coasts of Canada. We're holding it down on the west, they're holding it down out east, but we've been partnered with them since 2011, previously as a rookie level affiliate, which was the first rung on the minor league ladder after minor league baseball and Major League Baseball worked in concert to constrict the minors and eliminate some teams and change the different affiliations. The Canadians got bumped up to High A. That was starting in 2021, and since 2021, Canadians have been just 3 steps away from the major leagues. And traditionally, it'll take another year or 2 at the earliest after they play with us in Vancouver to get to the majors. But Trey Yesavage, very much a one-of-one type player. We've been calling him a unicorn, much like Shohei Ohtani is called a unicorn for his ability to pitch and hit so well. But for Trey Yesavage, we may never see another ascent through the minors with such a quick rise like Trey did. And so just being able to soak it all up and be a small part of his journey at the Nat, really a feather in our cap and something we take great pride in. Everyone is going to be locked in from wherever they may be. I make my off-season home down in Portland, Oregon, where I'm joining you from right now. So my family and I will be locked in for every pitch. The Rogers Center will be rocking. I heard that Scotiabank Arena has already been sold out as well for a watch party adjacent to what's going to be happening with the game itself at the Rogers Center. And really looking forward to being able to try and win it all tomorrow and celebrate a very special Halloween across the country. And if one thing leads to another and they have to play Game 7 on Saturday, as much as you would hate to see it all come down to one game, you also love the thrill and drama and a little bit of stress that is sport and playoff sports specifically.
Very exciting. Thanks, Tyler. Tyler Zickel is the Manager of Broadcasting and Media Relations with the Vancouver Canadians. Thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure. Go Blue Jays.